Now for a movie rant break, One Up presents a movie rant break. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the movie rant break with your host, One Up, What Up? About to review another movie today, as usual. This one that I'm reviewing today, I'm doing by myself. So I want to talk some shit. And it doesn't mean I can't be with a guest talking shit. Obviously, anyone that listens to the show, that doesn't prevent me from talking shit. But this movie I'm reviewing it because it's been getting a lot of fuss and a lot of dick riding. And I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. And the movie is Sinners. Okay. It was directed by Ryan Coogler. It was written by Ryan Coogler. It was produced by Zinzi Coogler and Sev Ohanian and Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Miles Caton, Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Mosaku, Jamie Lawson, Omar Miller, Delroy Lindo. Cinematography, Autumn Durald Argopa, edited by Michael P. Shaver. Music by Ludwig Göransson. It's a Warner Brothers film. It was released April 18th, 2025 with a runtime of 138 minutes, a budget between 90 and 100 million. Box office currently at May 17th is roughly 294.7 million. Brief breakdown. Takes place in 1932. These identical twins, both played by Michael B. Jordan, Smoke and Stack, return to Mississippi after years spent working for the Chicago outfit. Using money stolen from gangsters, they purchase a sawmill from racist landowner Hogwood to start a juke joint for the local black community, which is like a club essentially. Their cousin Sammy, an aspiring guitarist, joins them despite his pastor father Jedediah's warnings that blues music is supernatural. Okay, now I want to try to stay on task with this shit. Try to not jump all over the place. The reason why I saw the movie was because I didn't want to watch this movie or see this movie. It looked whatever. I might have watched it when it got streaming or something, but I wasn't going to go to the movies to see it. But Rotten Tomatoes and all the rating websites were dick riding the fuck out of it. People talking about how good it is. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes, I think, gave 97%. It's like almost a perfect movie. Okay. IMDb was a little more conservative at 8.1 out of 10, but still like high. And then all the other people out here making content regarding Sinners are just saying how fucking good it is. Okay. So it started to annoy me. So naturally, it's like, let me go fucking see this movie. That's why I'm so late reviewing it. Oh, it's almost a month since the release, but I'm reviewing it because of all the fuss. Okay. And so I'm at the movies and it starts with a narration, which caught my attention. I liked. There is a narration discussing or narrating the idea that certain individuals through time could summon spirits, good and bad, through the playing of their music. And I was like, this is kind of cool, actually. Okay. Then Michael B. Jordan's characters, like I said in the brief breakdown, they show up to their hometown in Mississippi, which is extremely racially charged and racist, naturally, in the 30s. But they're these two big ballers that left town in Chicago, got a bunch of money, came back, and they're trying to essentially make a bunch of money off their poor community, essentially. But the first half of the movie, it's them trying to get ready for this club, the opening of their club. They're recruiting musicians, including their cousin. They're getting the staff to outfit the club so they can make money off their poor community. Which is actually kind of interesting, to be honest. Like the movie's over 2 hours. But the first half is, like I said, them trying to get shit locked in. It was captivating. And after the narration, you know, there's like this build that seems to be happening, and you're like, oh, this is something's about to happen. So I was intrigued, and I was like, maybe this movie is gonna be worth all this hype. I was wrong. It ends up being a fucking vampire movie, okay? Which I have no problem with vampire movies. But the lead-in was, and what makes this movie fundamentally not that good is strictly on the writing, because the performances are good, the shots look great, everything's solid. Just the writing was wonky and racially charged, if I might add. But I wanted these, and the movie's titled Sinners, so naturally it's connected to Christianity as sinners. So you're thinking, okay, they have this narration at the beginning of the movie that it's supposed to be these spirits can be drawn in, good and bad, from how dope people are at playing music. So you're like, there's doubt in the movie's titled Sinners. You're like, okay, there's some spirits and shit are definitely, it's about to get spooky. And that's what it was like. Like The Exorcist, I think, is one of the best horror movies of all time. It's spooky. Like, Reagan is a creepy bitch. So in this context, I was like, oh, this is a cool original spin. Like, because the movie community is thirsty for a cool original idea. And I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of sick. Like, motherfuckers going to be shredding on a guitar, playing some blues music, and a fucking demon pops up. Or a bitch gets possessed and starts like hovering in the corner. I don't know. But it's titled Sinners. And they're talking in the opening scene from the narration that they invoke spirits. They summon spirits. No, what ends up happening on in the back end in the third act of the movie or whatever, some vampires down the street hear them playing at their fucking club, and they just show up. These evil white red eye vampires, and they try to kill all the cool black people as it's depicted. So what the fuck? Why is everyone thinking this movie is so good? And then the whole movie, you got, or the second half of the movie rather, the cast that's left at the club is trying to figure out how to get out of the situation of getting away from these vampires, these evil white vampires. You know, and then, you know, it was kind of lazy writing too, where like the vampires needed to be invited in, and like they're susceptible to wooden stakes and like holy water, and like I don't know. This is what warrants a 97% Rotten Tomatoes when a movie's mistitled and then is using themes from other vampire movies. Like it just wasn't. It was poorly executed on the second half of the movie and was just weak. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. And like I said, I have no problem with vampire movies, but I'd rather watch the original Underworld with Kate. I'll tell you that again. Or watch that again, rather. You know, and it just, the whole movie was weirdly racially charged to me. Apparently the the twins played by Michael B. Jordan, they buy this sawmill spot to build their club from a Grand Dragon, which is the title of the leader of the KKK. And he apparently is setting up black people to be killed at this sawmill because vampires lurk around here. That I'm like, okay. Then there's the end sequence. Michael B. Jordan's character, one of the brothers survives. And, you know, he's ex-military, so he had some guns apparently in his car. And the next morning, all the 20 Klan members show up, and then he fucking mows all of them down. Like, he shot a couple, sniped them, gets up out of the woods or from his enclosure, and then just in the middle of like the parking lot of the club, just mows all these armed KKK members down. All of them. He got hit in the love handle, which ended up killing him, I guess, after he gets a cigarette from the Grand Dragon who dies last. Come on. This is 97%. Like, and you know, they had some opportunity to do cool shit. Like when the vampire first emerges, that's apparently the one that goes to mass murder all the cool black people. He he just shows up, and apparently there's these Indian vampire bounty hunters that show up, which there's no context to them. They're just all of a sudden this random house in the field. And then the Indian bounty hunters just disappear. You never see them again. It would have been cool if they somehow came back. But the vampire dude, he was already there. You know, like he just happened to hear down the street they're playing some music and then showed up. Excuse me. I mean, this whole movie, I would have appreciated it if it was like gory and grotesque, or at least something that stuck with me. It just was so, it played it so safe to me. You know, it's called Sinners. I was hoping it was going to teach me something new and inappropriate, but it didn't. It was a weak movie. And like I said, I'm not a vampire guy, but I mean, vampire people speak up for me. Like, this was weak. This was not a good vampire movie. Like, honestly. I don't know if all the Twilight motherfuckers saw this. I was like, this is so good, but I don't know. I don't know. There was no spirits conjured or anything. And that was what the setup for the movie was. It's titled Sinners. What a missed opportunity. And the first half of the movie was really solid with all development. They introduced some voodoo chick who's privy to spirits and like weird witchcraft, which would have been a good tie-in to like, you know, in the same sense where apparently she's privy to vampire lore, but she could have just been privy to how to deal with spirits and performed an exorcism or something cool, you know, but they didn't. So I don't know. It's just, it wasn't that good of a movie. I mean, my consensus on Sinners, it's highly overrated. Highly overrated. It's not a bad movie, but it's not a good movie. Ryan Coogler did not write anything special. That's just facts. I don't care like how many sex scenes are in the movie or like how compelling some of the performances are. If the story is ass and it's a bunch of missed opportunities with the story, it's ass or it's not that good. And it always comes down to the writing. And I think people are being way too forgiving on this. Pun not intended. With the Sinners. Keep up. One thing that I thought was funny, in this community that the twins are from, there's like it appears that there's only Asian store owners in an all-black community. I'm like, that has to be on purpose. And naturally, there's only racist white people in the film, which, you know, is always a breath of fresh air, you know. And then killing all the and then just mass killing all white people, black people getting the white people. That's always good. You know, people like to see that. Side note, like they had a CGI snake in the beginning that one of the brothers kills. It looked absolutely terrible. It's like, why do you even put the snake in the movie? That did nothing. Now you just have a poorly CGI done snake in your movie. For what? I don't know what all the hype is about this fucking movie. There was a fire line in the movie that I really appreciated. It was, no misery is worth complaining about. I thought that was a poetic line. As far as the back end of the story, when the characters are trying to figure out what to do, it's like, obviously you have to wait till sunlight. If they know all the other principles, the wooden stake, all this shit, they're susceptible to sunlight. And they even mentioned they're going to wait him out, but then they just don't and do some other shit. It just didn't add up to me. I was like, what? You clearly just wait it out. Don't invite them in and you leave. It's that simple. I don't know. This movie's overrated as fuck. I think my rating for the movie is generous. And I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Because just the story was asked, but like I'll hit it with a 6 out of 10. I feel like that's super generous. Matter of fact, I'll give it a 5.5. It's gonna get a 5.5. Because it pisses me off because it's such a missed opportunity. It could have been one of those movies I was like, oh shit, you gotta see this movie. Wild. And it was not. So it's getting a 5.5. Matter of fact, it's going to get a 5. Such a missed opportunity. The more I keep thinking about it, I'm like, this could have been a phenomenal movie. like with the musicians like summoning spirits and like a whole shit gets all fucking wild and like demons show up, like that would be fucking sick. Nope. Fucking vampire movie. It's getting a 5 out of 10. That's still generous. But I'm gonna stick with a 5 out of 10. Real talk. Confirmed 5 out of 10. That's all I have to say about this Sinner shit. Y'all need to chill on it. It's not that fucking good. Rotten Tomatoes 97%. And I think that's the critic score. I think the consumer score is right up there too, like high 90s. Like chill out, chill the fuck out. Sinner's the most overrated, one of the most overrated movies I've ever seen, based on all the reception of it. But that's it over here. I think that's just what it is. Yeah. All right. Appreciate everybody listening to the episode. Hope you got value on that one. I feel like I'm doing God's work right now. Sinners, let's go. But I appreciate everybody. Love y'all. And I will check everybody next episode. Deuces.